CPP waya. CPP waya.
Convention People's Party formally informed the rank and the file of its party, including all its organs, that they disassociate themselves from the unlawful meeting in 21st April 2022 and any publication with the total condemnation of such an attempt to sow seed of confusion within CPP's party. Speaking in an interview with Nation One TV was the chairperson for Convention People's Party, Her Excellency Nana Frimpomaa, assured Ghanaians that the accusation against CPP will not stop its progress, that she's ready to give up everything in making sure CPP party stand tall in order to bring total independence that Ghanaians seek for.
Into left. That is the very thing that I made a commitment that I'm going to come in and build the party. And that when we have left, there will be discipline in this party, there will be structures working, and we'll have numbers. And we'll be able to glorify the party that was able to bring independence here into this country. Today, what we see, I have decided, I didn't want to talk about it, but it's so embarrassing. Embarrassing in the fact that when we did elections of this party in late August of 2020, then our Council of Elders intervened. That is the duty of our Council of Elders, that anytime there are issues in this party, they come in and they resolve, and that their decision is final. It is not my making. That is what happens all the time. That's what happened. That is how come we were able to become executives in 2020 August. When we had the elections, I was in Doma. They elected me as the chair and leader based on the condition and the situation at that time. When we went to court and we got the injunction, we could not have had the elections because the release that was they were asking at that time was for us to go back and run our polling station, electoral area, constituency, regional, and others. So even our CC was dissolved. So technically, the Council of Elders gave us amnesty. They took back the party and gave us amnesty to do the very things that Bright Akwete and Co had taken us to court against. They didn't want us to do the elections of the national and the regions, the flag bearer together. But we did it. We did not do the polling station and other elections. They made us continue from where we were, using the same delegates that had been done, that was being challenged. That we should do it and go for an election and then try and put the party together. Clearly, that was their intention. So I, on my way, was elected in presence of the Council of Elders. I won in 10 regions. I want to emphasize this. I won in 10 regions. I did not elect myself based on the fact that the Constitution was set aside, based on the fact that the Council of Elders had been given the authority and the mandate to take us to the elections. They made that decision. The reason why they went ahead was because they had agreed that because we're going to do the elections in 16 regions, in different locations, decentralized elections, which in our constitution, the elections are done in one location, usually. That is in the constitution, by the National Delegate Congress. They decided to do it regional congress, which is not part of our constitution. They knew by their wisdom that if they did that, it was going to be difficult to find out the number of how many who has gotten 50+1 when the elections will be counted not in one spot. So they themselves said they will use a simple majority in this particular case for the chair and leader's position, as they had made the decision to go against the national Congress and delegates that the Constitution says we should do. As they had gone against the fact that we had not done the polling station and electoral area, which the person who took us to court had won an injunction against the party. They still took it and they went against that. They still went against the fact that our Constitution says that we should do the national separate from the flag bearer. They did it at the same time. They made that decision. EC announced me as the elected person, duly elected. 3 weeks after, I was sworn in here by the Council of Elders, the chairperson of the Council of Elders, Honorable Felix Amwa, who was a former minister in our Third Republic. The person that was supposed to have been the one that could have challenged my position if she did not like it was at the inauguration and actually accepted that I was duly elected in her own words. 1.5 years down the line, somebody takes us to court on this very same 50+1. The Council of Elders, the same Council of Elders that had intervened earlier, that set all the Constitution aside, that did the elections, that for which reason we wouldn't be sitting here, decided to again intervene in that matter. The person that took us to court, the plaintiff, pulled the case out of court completely and rather settled on us making sure that we implement our Constitution, which is making sure that we have elections of the polling station, electoral area, and all these elections 2 years before our national election. We have not had elections of polling station, electoral area for 2 years before our national elections in this Fourth Republic. Never. It's always been a few months to the maximum a year. Like in my case, where Abu Sakra came, it was 4 months to the elections. I just want to ask everybody listening to me, how in the world do you compete with a political party that's already in power? 2 strong parties, when you don't even have 4-6 months. How would your parliamentarians give the Ghanaians the alternative when they don't have the time to go around to tell the electorates what they represent and all the manifesto that we put our energy in? We came up with 3 SHs, but we couldn't tell the electorates. So it is in the wisdom of the Council of Elders that they took this case, this last case from court, and inserted in the consent judgment the fact that we as leadership must abide by the Constitution that states that we must do the 2 years and we must do the polling station and electoral area and before we go to the constituency region and then elect our national officers. I didn't do that. So when they finished, the very reason is simply because CPP is coming back, and this has always been the bane of CPP. As long as somebody is ready, like Indum and others, ready to pick this party up, somebody somewhere within the party will get up and fight them, and they will leave. I came in here with a commitment, and that is why before the elections, I changed my name from Oba Tampa to Okokudro Hima, because I was going to face the party. My father died in this party. Osadifo died in exile. The youth of this country are asking for an alternative. CPP has the blueprint, and we will give the alternative to them. Now, what is the complaint again? That I have twisted the hand of a treasurer. A treasurer that has been voted for. A treasurer that has gone to the university as an accountant, a full accountant, came to stand in as an accountant. I can twist the person's hand to go sign a check, go pick money and bring it to me. I mean, it's insane. And this was done before the elections or after the elections. A year and a half later, that is when people knew that I've twisted the treasurer's hand. It won't go to a committee for investigation. It won't go for any committee to find out what is going on. It will come to the press because Nana Akosua Sapon will not give up and is determined to ensure. I'm going to work with the people that are ready to work for this party.
Sure.
This party is not going to be put on hold.
Sure.
I have a mandate and a responsibility to ensure that CPP works again.
Sure.
It was for that reason that I took up this and left my stool, and nothing is going to change that. It is only the court that is going to tell me, and that one we will go for a real one, and I will win again. It is a fact. Ask the treasurer before you even go out. Ask the treasurer. He's an adult. He gave money to Nana Frimpomaa. How much did you give to Nana Frimpomaa? Why? It's as simple as that. It is not for someone to say that because we have tried every trick under the book and this woman is not budging. Because we have done everything to frustrate and we know that she's some character that will not be able to stand this kind of embarrassment, we will now go solo. I'm not going nowhere. CPP is back on track and we will work to get CPP back on track. The youth of this country need an alternative. We have 800,000 youth positions opened. I am asking the youth to come and take over CPP so that they can take over the governance of this country and do what is right for them in the interest of their own self and their children and their grandchildren. That is what we are asking for. And this is the message and what we intend to do. And nothing is going to stop it. So